Nations. Yes. Okay. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. We're ready to go. So,
all right.
This is episode 73 of the Codependent Knitters podcast. Not a blog. Start over. This is episode 73 of the Codependent Knitters podcast, YouTube, KnitTube, vlog, whatever, video. I'm here with my friend Lisa.
And I'm here with my friend Dawn.
And welcome back, or hello if you're just joining us.
No.
It's been a little while.
Yes, it has.
We actually had to postpone twice. Things come up, we're busy people, whatever. We do this for fun. We don't, we don't have a schedule. We do it for fun, right?
Yep.
It's all fun.
Very laid back,
Yeah. And we've been busy. I've had a couple trips, different things going on. You've got a puppy occupying all your time. Yeah.
He's actually sleeping right now. Fingers crossed he stays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is my puppy.
Oh, he is a puppy, that one. He's like very dog-like.
Okay. So where do we want to start? Do you want to start with the winner from the comments from last time?
Let's start there. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Because I did just pick one. So I used pickawinner.co, YouTube random comment picker. And out of 36 comments, it picked, I'll put it on the screen because the username is a bunch of letters and numbers. But her comment was signed Monique. So she said, enjoyed seeing you together again and having you share your beautiful makes. Congrats on 7 years. Wow, 3D printing is amazing. The sock blockers are so cute. Perfect for socks for my new grandbaby. So that's actually perfect. She'll be able to, she'll be able to use them. So these are what we were giving away, these little sock blockers. And they are available from Timber Yarns. So you can get them on her website. And they are 3D printed and they're just adorable. And also these also from Timber Yarns, these little rubber ducky needle stoppers. So they go on the end of your needles to keep your stitches from falling off when you're not working on your project. You've probably seen them. They're very popular right now. Everyone's got different kinds. Yeah.
I have squarey ones.
Congrats, Monique. And thanks for commenting. Thanks to everyone who commented. On to what we've been doing.
Yeah.
What I've been doing.
Let's go with what you've been doing.
Okay.
I've had puppy and just a lot of stuff here. My girl child got her driver's license, so hopefully drives much, right? Yeah, so
my boy child is close to getting his. He hasn't been as driven, pun intended, to complete it. But
no, she's loving it. I am too, because it takes a lot of pressure off of me to get her places and stuff. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll start most recently and work my way back. So most recently I was at Stitch North at the end of April, and that is a cross stitch retreat hosted by Evertotes, or Evertote is the company. She's Evertotes with an S on Instagram. That is Caroline and her crew, and she partners with Carrie of Roxy Floss Co. Carrie dyes cotton floss as well as like linens and Aidas and all that stuff. And this is their third year doing a cross stitch retreat called Stitch North. In the spring, it's always usually the end of April, either the last 2 weeks of April, last week of April, beginning of May. Registrations are open for next year, 2025. And then there are some retreats this fall and next October. So check those details out and follow her, because next October, she's doing a special feature. It's one weekend only, and it's with Jeanette Douglas, who's a cross-stitch designer.
Nice.
So she's got some special things planned, and those take place in Brampton. She has a lot of people that come from all over the world, literally. There was England and Germany and a lot of people from the States. So it's in close proximity to the Toronto airport.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. I never seem to do as much stitching as I think I'm going to do. There's a lot of socializing. Yes, a lot. And
I think also when you're doing cross stitch, because it's so small, you may do a lot at once. Like you might do a lot there, but it doesn't look like a lot. Do you know what I mean? Because
I think some people do. Yes, some people do. I actually had to redo some when I got home. I was off by one row, and it's a symmetrical pattern, so it would matter. It wasn't easy to fudge because then everything else is going to be off. So but I did some stitching. I had a lot of fun. It was a really good time and made some new friends. There were some new ladies, 3 new people who I met who just sat at our table and joined us. It was a lot of fun.
That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah. So related to that, I have, I'll get to it later. I'll talk about the FOs later. Prior to that, a couple weeks, 2 weeks, I think, prior to that, I went to a retreat in Manitoba. So I think I had mentioned it last time.
Yeah.
It was the Make on the Lake retreat at Hecla Island in Manitoba. And it was put on by 4 lovely farmers and business owners: Longway Homestead, Ferme Fiola Farm, Pearl and Hank, who is also a yarn shop in Winnipeg, and Bear and Bunny. And they had classes and workshops, and I'll talk more about that at the end. So if people don't want to hear that, but I did a workshop where I did botanical natural dyeing on a silk scarf. So I've got that, and I'll talk I can talk more about it, but that's where I was. It was very good. There were about 30 people. It was put together fairly quickly. They just decided, hey, let's try this. And there was an email that they're already looking into dates and possible different venues for next spring.
Nice.
So yeah, so I would say follow, any of those. I'll put them down below, but Longway Homestead, Pearl and Hank, any of those ladies will have details. And probably on one of their websites, there may be a list, like to get on a mailing list for updates. So you want to watch out for that, especially if you're in Manitoba. But there were definitely people who drove from the States. There wasn't all Manitobans. So it was a really, really good retreat. We had a wonderful time. So, and I've got photos and things to show from that, purchases, whatever I'll do at the end. Okay. Yeah, so that's is that all I did? I think so. Yeah. We are going to Knit City, Toronto. For us today, when we're recording, it's a week from today. We're recording on Friday, so we'll be getting there on the Friday. So yes, Lisa and I are going along with our friend Adrian, and we have several other friends going. We're staying at the Westin Harbor Castle, the venue, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty good time. A lot of vendors, kind of crazy. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah,
it'll be fun. It'll be good. Even just to be around people, like-minded people. I always love that.
Yeah. I need 0 skeins of yarn, but there are vendors and yarn bases that I want to experience. I want to feel, I want to look at and know, hey, I like this, and keep it in mind for a future project. So, yeah.
Hey. Yeah.
What are you wearing, Lisa?
I am wearing a test knit I did for, I believe it's Laura Reinbach. I have to check that. I'm sorry. It's Fall Striped Sweater by Laura Reinbach. And I did a couple of tests, but I love this sweater. It's just, it's done in the Cascade yarns, the sport weight, sport 500. And there's navy, yellow, red, green, and a light gray. Oh yeah, I got them on sale at Little Red Mitten because I think they were getting rid of colors and stuff. So that was, oh, hold on. Let me check what day that was. Yeah, that was, I finished it October 3rd, 2019.
I was going to guess 19.
Yeah, right?
Nice.
So, yeah,
Nice.
2019.
I'm wearing, well, it's one of my finishes for today.
Nice.
So we'll lead into that. So this is the Suri tee by Caidree. And I knit it in the Loving Paths Merlin, which is a 90% superwash merino, 10% linen blend. And the color is called Ahead by a Century, and it's kind of a, yeah, bluey gray. There's some little goldy flecks. And I love it, except I'm going to redo the armholes because you can see this is happening. They're kind of big. But I love it. I like the fit. I love the fabric. I love the yarn. And I did little, I still have strings hanging because I haven't decided what I was doing. But you can kind of see down the side. I can put a picture in there.
Yeah. Oh, it's got a faux seam.
I did a little faux seam, like a cable. Yep. I don't know which way I'm pulling this. I'll put a picture in to see that better. I threw that in. I think I cabled every 4th row.
I'm just thinking about what you can do with those sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, she's got thinking, right?
I did not think to go down a needle size because I don't do that on my bottom ribbing. So I just didn't even,
right.
Duh. So I am going to tear, I mean, it's just ribbing. You pick, it was bound off all the way around and then you pick up. So I am going to just tear that back. I'm going to pick up a few fewer stitches because the armhole is quite big, like it's a bigger size. So I'm going to pick up a few fewer stitches, smaller needle size, and under the arm, because it's a 2x2 rib, I'm going to do, like if you've seen on a V-neck that has ribbing where they do the center double decrease, I'm going to do that under the arm. You won't see it, and it'll just help pull it a little bit. I mean, I don't mind if it's a little bit loose, a little bit big, but this is, it's really, it's doing this here, which I don't like.
It's, yeah. No, I see what you mean. Yeah. Very cool.
And there wasn't any bust shaping, like the front and the back are the same. Which,
that's a lot of, yeah, that's fine. A lot of, yeah.
Well, most, like there was no need for short row shape because you're coming in for the round neck. Okay, I'm not going to say that that's totally true because I don't remember. Maybe the front and back were different. I do have stitch markers on the back. Anyhow, there are no bust darts. I know that. And I just love it. It's really nice fabric. It's very nice and light.
It's pretty. I like the color.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
That's
a finish. I kind of have a finish, but I haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
I finished my mom's sweater. And it looks fabulous. My mom's shorter than I am, so yeah. So it looks really good. I haven't blocked it and I haven't tucked in the ends because I usually do that the same day because my dad's sweater, which is still a whip, is the exact same color. So I was just going to do them together, right? And yeah, but it turned out really good. I love the colors and the design was just
that is beautiful.
Now my mother didn't want sometimes, I mean, if you look at this, okay, so that's basically the neck here, and that's the end of the sleeve. So my mom's not a tall person. Mm-hmm. So we didn't do the design on the sleeves because the design would probably have gone to here.
Oh, okay.
Right? So if the design goes to here, then you only see that much plain, and it just tends to make you look shorter, right? So with mom just needing this, we didn't bother. So that was one of the things. And we did, I don't know if it asks for it, but I did the same bind off that you do on the Simple Summer Sweater by Hohi.
Okay.
Oh, a super simple summer sweater, that one. Mm-hmm. I did the same bind off where you do one row, you do your ribbing, and then you do the one row of garter stitch all the way around knit stitch. And it just gives it a little bit of, I like the way it finishes it off where it looks like it's kind of got a little bit there. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that on the bottom and I did it on the sleeves. So yeah, I love it. It's nice. It's going to be warm. She's not going to wear it until next year.
It's beautiful. The color work is beautiful. The colors that she chose are beautiful.
But yeah, it's funny because she actually chose the light gray to go with the Merlot, and I have the pink to go with the gray. But I kind of threw it in there. Thought it was nice. So yeah.
So we have to just rewind and tell people what the sweater is, what the yarn is.
Okay. Yeah, it is called the Lumme, and it's by Sari Noordlund. So the yarn, I love this yarn. It is, I can never say that. What is it? DeRerum.
It's DeRerum Natura.
Yeah, and it's the Gilliatt. And
Gilliatt.
Yeah, and so the Merlot, which is obviously the Merlot color. Then there's light gray, and this is Bruyere. So yeah. Yeah, and I did the standard. I used, I went up a half needle size to knit the whole thing, but I did remember that I'm tighter for color work. So I went up a full, like not a half needle, not like, I did it with a 5.5, like, sorry, 5 through the color work, just because I tend to be a bit tighter. So that's something that once you learn, you always have to keep in mind. So yeah, makes
a lot of people
easier. Yeah. So
yeah, it's beautiful. So has she seen pictures of it yet?
Yeah, she has seen pictures of it.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then I'll show my dad's sweater later. It's
okay. Well, other than my sweater, the rest is socks. Some of them I've had on my needles for quite a while. The oldest the oldest pair, I actually started these on local yarn store day a year ago.
Okay, that's not too bad.
That's not too bad. It's a year. They're Lang super socks, and I got the yarn from Heaven is Handmade. I went there with my friend Lynn on local yarn store day, and we pulled up some lawn chairs and sat outside, and I cast these on right then and there. So it's Lang super socks Greek Myths 2, and this colorway is Apollo.
Nice.
So these Lang super socks, they do a bunch of themes, like where they'll have a bunch of colors in a theme, and they're really nice colors, and it's a nice yarn.
I like the theme idea too. The theme kind of makes it fun.
Yeah. So this was Apollo.
Nice.
And these are really accurate, the color. It's really looking good. Yeah. Kind of a minty green, teal, Merlot. Yeah, really cute. And I didn't want them totally matchy, so they're a little bit
coordinating. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. And I just did the heel flap and gusset, and like, look, it worked out perfectly. Because I stopped at that end of the stripe, but it looked really good.
Hey, did you know that it'll pop up a bubble for you?
I don't think it does it.
Because I was just playing with my pen and it gave me a thumbs down. I'm like, okay, I won't play with my pen.
I did know that. I didn't know it worked on here.
I know, right? I know it works on other things.
Because there's this one.
Oh, look at you. Yeah, there we go.
I wonder if we can screen cap that later. That's fun.
I know, we should try.
I finished my helical socks.
Oh, nice.
There. So I'll show you. I'll just come in closer so people can see. So I did one round of the darker color and 2 rounds of the speckled color, just so it
nice.
It would have just looked like mud, I think, because of the speckles. So the yarns, the lighter the speckled color for the cuffs, heels, and toe, that is Malabrigo Ultimate Sock, and the color is, I wrote it down, I think it's Gloria. Yeah, Gloria. I got that from Little Red Mitten.
Nice.
And the contrast is actually Antique Aubergine, Leo and Roxy Basics. Also
nice.
I actually took the yarn with me to start them and picked this out. So it just works perfectly. And I bought 2 mini skeins, not knowing yet at the time what I was going to use for the heel. So I didn't need the second one. There's actually still a bit left because all I did was use it for the stripes.
Yeah. It looks good. I like it.
Thank you. And I did, it's hard to see on the speckles, but you can kind of see. I did just a 2x2 rib, but I did the little
twist
cable. Yeah.
Nice.
I just twisted or cabled every 5th row, and I did 20 rounds, not rows, rounds.
Sure.
I just had a thought. Okay, I did not use a pattern. If you are really comfortable with helical knitting and sock knitting, just start helical. Yeah, jump in. If you are not, you could just strand them all like either up the side or up the back. Side's probably easier depending on what you want to do for a heel, I think. I did I did a forethought afterthought heel. I put in yarn between the 2 light colored rows and then did the heel in the light colored row.
Now, having said that, doing a pair of socks to learn how to do helical would be a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Instead of starting on a sweater.
Yeah. Hat or sock. You don't have to do helical in this part, in the ribbing. You don't have to helical the heel, and you don't have to helical the toe.
Yeah.
So you could even just do a section of a foot if you just want to give it a try. Like right in the middle of the foot would be kind of cute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, okay, let's see what we can do for pattern. Denise, Earth Tones girl, was starting to design a pattern. The last I saw, she had kind of put it on hold. However, there are patterns. So I have 2 here that I can tell you about. One is called, and I have not looked at these patterns or vetted them, so hopefully they're good. One is called, so it's the Helix Basic Socks by Anna Zhuravleva. I will put that information down below with a link. It's free. It's a free pattern. And basic socks with a helix technique. And she does, looks like a heel flap and gusset, which you can totally do. And then resume the striping when you start to do the gusset, right? The decreases. So that one's free. And interestingly, okay, so that came out in 2020. And then in my Ravelry search, I also found Helical Stripe Socks by Grumperina or Grumperino. That pattern, I think it's free. There's a link to a website outside of Ravelry. That pattern has been around for a lot longer. That one might have been from 2014 or 2008. So I did find helical sock patterns going back as far as 2008 on Ravelry. So it's not a new concept, but we just haven't been seeing it much. I haven't been seeing it much in the last few years in socks, and it's really fun and a great way to use up scraps that you love but don't have enough to make a whole pair of socks. And you don't have to count for color work. You don't have to follow a chart. You just gotta twist the yarns or do the slip a few stitches. Yeah, so that was really good. I really like those. And oh, they're so pretty. I just love them. And then my third finish, another pair of socks.
Holy cow, you've been busy.
Okay, these are DK socks. Let me tell you, DK socks are so fast. Other than I like them for winter because they are a little thicker. But man, they're fun to knit because they knit so fast. So when we went to the Hecla retreat, Heather from Timber Yarns went with me, so we went together, and she had dyed a colorway for us.
Nice.
Us being Shirley, my friend Shirley from Northern Manitoba, Marianne, and Heather and I. I don't know for sure if she's going to sell this colorway on her website.
Yeah.
I think she should, and a lot of people really liked it. So I did 48 stitches on, it was either a 2.75 or a 3mm needle. I might have done 2.75 because I'm a loose knitter, we all know. So, and I decided to put this cable up the middle.
Oh, that's pretty, the colorway.
So the colorway didn't have the pale pink.
Okay.
It's not actually in. Look at how much is left. It's not actually in there. So Heather gave us a mini skein or 2 mini skeins, and I picked the red and the teal.
Nice.
And then she gave us a pink. So I did 48 stitches, and it knit up super fast. It with the cable, and they're a lot of fun. So I have a special memory from the Hecla retreat.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. That's my last finished project.
That's pretty good.
Do you have anything else to share for finished?
I don't have anything else that's finished.
Do you have whips?
I do. I have those.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my I knit my parents' sweater, and this one here is my dad's sweater, and I'm just trying to look up. It's 247 V-neck down pullover for men, and it's by I think it's Knit Pure, and it's Diane Soucy, and I've used her patterns for my father before, and the first size to a T. My parents are big. So I did this, and I was laughing when you did the when you were talking about the double decrease, because I'm doing it and it's a V-neck. So I'm doing the double decrease right there. So it's really kind of nice. So yeah, the pattern calls for just a roll there, pick up the stitches along the neck, do a roll. And I thought, no, my dad's more of a V-neck kind of guy with the ribbing. So I've changed the pattern to include the ribbing. And yeah, it's just a very classic raglan V-neck sweater. Yeah, so it's really nice. I like her patterns because for my dad, they fit him to a T. First size, I'm done. Except for the arms, got shorter arms than required. So I'm using Knitting for Olive in the Aran weight, it's called the heavyweight. It's more of it's kind of a cross between an Aran and a worsted. It's not really too heavy. So yeah, it's great. I have a sweater made out of it. It's the one I did the garter stitch on the back. I wear that thing like a sweatshirt. I just love it. I was gonna wear it today, and I thought, no, I have to wear something different. So yeah, but I'm loving knitting it. It's great. So that's all I have to do is just finish the neck, and then I have to do all the ends in, and I probably won't show them again because I'll probably ship them out to my parents. So yeah.
Okay. Just take some photos.
Oh, I will for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And the color of your dad's sweater
is Bordeaux.
And that yarn, as well as the yarn for your mom's sweater, you got from
the Knitting Loft. Their Boxing Day sale.
Okay. Oh, well, I'm sure if people have heard of the Knitting Loft, they're probably following them, but they're having a sale on Knit City weekend as well.
And you know what? It's the first time they've had a sale with the store actually open.
Oh.
Because I didn't think it was, because someone I was talking to Heather, and she said that how smart is that to have a sale when you're getting all these people coming into Toronto who wouldn't normally be going to Toronto.
Right.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, they always close the place. That's kind of, but yeah, so it is open apparently, unless I read it wrong. But yeah, it's yeah.
Awesome. I don't have any other whips worth showing. I have not been working on my crochet.
Did you see barbs? Can you put barbs in here?
Yeah, I'll get a picture and put it on. It's the Isla Granny Square Sweater by Lakeside Loops, and Barb did it, and it is super cute on her.
I know, it's gorgeous, eh?
Yes, I have to get going on mine. And Marianne's crocheting it as well. I think she's kind of stalled. She's stalled out like me, and she's actually gonna do put in a few different colors into it. Like more muted colors, but yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, her white one just looks so beautiful. So yeah.
Yeah. So I need to get going on mine. So we'll be extending that crochet along at least till the end of June. So crochet till May and longer.
Crochet beyond May.
Crochet beyond May. I'll jump into. Actually, I do have another whip. It is started.
Okay.
I started the Dune Drifter.
Okay, the shirt.
Yeah, it's a short sleeve sweater. by Pine.
McDonald, no.
Wool and Pine. I have a sleeve done.
There you go.
So it's knit horizontal, like vertically. Yeah. So I have the first sleeve done, and now I have to just figure out I have to figure out the length I want, so that I'll have to add a few stitches in before the border at the bottom. But let me just, I don't know if I can show here what it's gonna look like.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's got that lacy pattern all along the bottom, which will be at the end of the row, of one end of the row. And it's just knit all the way across, and then you finish with the other sleeve.
Is the bottom part knit across?
Oh yeah, the whole thing.
Okay.
Like neck to waist, like all the way down. So it's not applied after, it's knit in line with,
Okay.
So that's why I have to decide on the length before because it's, looking at the picture, it's probably a little bit shorter than I would want it. So I'm going to just measure some other things I have and decide how long I think I want it based on my gauge.
Yeah,
I did gauge swatch. Yep, I did gauge swatch, 2 different size needles, and washed it. This yarn is incredible. I bought it last year with the intention of knitting this sweater. So yeah, it is Je Laine Yarns. It's her Bella base, which is 75% merino, 15% cashmere, 10% silk.
Nice.
The color is called Angelina. It's a 1-ply.
That's pretty.
It's so pretty. It looks a tiny bit more pink on the screen, but really nice. Very nice, like grape color. Wine.
Well, we had a wine theme with the Merlot, the Bordeaux, and grapes.
Yeah, we do. So yeah, I've got the sleeve done. I have to just measure, and then I'll keep going. This would be a good project to take to Knit City, because I'm going to London to pick up Adrian, and then we're taking the train in, and we're taking the longer train, so we'll just be sitting knitting for a couple hours.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I have that on my needles. Do you have any other whip?
I actually have a story to tell. Once upon a time, there was a girl who knit a sweater, and she didn't like the sweater, so she never wore it, and so she ripped it apart. It's the one I knit a while ago called Uncomplicated by Alicia Plum, and it just wasn't me. Like the neck wasn't good for me. It wasn't comfortable. I just never wore the sweater. So I ripped it apart, which I don't usually do. I usually end up giving them away, but I ripped it apart because it was the linen quill by Pearl Soho, which is a nice wool linen blend. So I ripped it apart, and I'm doing a bad thing. I'm knitting with it before I steamed it, but I figured I'll block out. So I mean, I'm just knitting. They have a pattern called the Daily Scarf, and I just love the yarn so much. Like it's got the marl. It's a light gray marl with the cream. So we'll see how it goes. Live and learn. But yeah, so I did that. I just started it recently, and I forgot how long it takes you to knit a scarf in fingering.
Yeah, and sweaters.
Yeah. Well, especially because the last 2 sweaters I've done have been worsted or Aran. So yeah, it's kind of yeah. But other than that, I still have my Aldos on the needles that I am sitting at the cusp of Sleeve Island, getting ready to take the jump.
That's an Isabel Kramer, or is that Heidi Kermeyer?
Isabel Kramer.
Yeah. Did you see her new sweater?
I know, it's nice, eh?
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
And Space Time, I saw one pop up on Instagram. She probably shared it. It was done in Noro in like a really light colored.
Oh, nice.
Right. So one of the projects, might have been her project, I'm not sure. And then I was watching the Grocery Girls second last episode, and Tracy was wearing one in just a solid kind of an orangey red corally color. And it's really nice. I love the neckline. It's got some different increases in it. It looks great just in a solid. So both of those caught my eye, and maybe in the fall.
There you go.
Yeah. Because in addition to my Dune Drifter, which I always want to call Puddle Jumper. I don't know why. In my head, it's Puddle Jumper. I always have to stop and think. Okay, I am going to cast on the Berry. So it's actually a tank top. It's just called Berry, B-A-R-I. It's by the Barocco design team.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to, I did a gauge swatch, and I'm going to do it in this Kremke Soulmate Reborn Jeans.
Oh, nice.
The color is 801. It's like a dusty blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's it might look kind of gray, but there.
Nice.
Definitely,
it's a pretty
definitely blue. Very similar to the remix, Barocco remix.
Mm-hmm.
A little, it might be a little light on gauge, but I did 2 gauge swatches. Mm-hmm. And decided what I'm going to do. So it's a tank top with some pattern across the top.
It's got like a texture. Nice.
Yeah. I like it because it has wider shoulder straps.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, you know, an issue with me and my girls need to wear a bra, and I just, yeah, I like it. I think it'll look good. So
yeah, that's really nice.
I picked up this yarn on my trip to Manitoba.
Okay.
To Wolseley Wool.
Okay.
And looked around there, and this is what I wanted to swatch, possibly cast on that tank top when I was there. I swatched on 2 needle sizes, did not write down what they were, and came home and completely forgot and had to reswatch. So I've got the yarn. Now I'm ready to start. And those are the only 2, other than I know I'll be knitting more socks. Those are the only 2 projects that I know for sure. Well, one's already started, and I know for sure I want to start this one. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Do you have any other current things to talk about? What you want to cast on next?
I don't know. There's so many things. There's all the things. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I have a bunch of sweaters I want to start. I have some still have some Donegal tweed from Carberry Farm I'd like to use, but I'm not sure. Have you looked at the vendor list for Knit City?
There's a couple that I know are going. I have not. That'll be train work probably.
Train work.
There are so many vendors that I won't. I probably won't even. I'll say hi, but like vendors that I know I'll see again from our area, right? Southwestern Ontario. I know I'll see them again. So I do definitely want to visit the Mayak.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know that I can't remember if I've ever felt Mayak, but I want to do an exploration trip and check out their yarns. I don't have any need for any right now, so I do want to check that out. Also, Ginger Snap has a new base they're bringing that has yak in it, which is,
I know. And you know what the natural color is on it?
What?
Gray. Gray.
Yeah,
right?
They've shown some sneak peeks, and it looks like it takes color very richly. So
yeah,
I want to check those out. And other than that, I mean, I just want to try and see. I want to see things I haven't seen before. So
yeah.
But we are there. Yeah, we are staying overnight, Friday night, Saturday night. So we have Sunday as well, like the morning to go back and see more. Yeah. So with that, I can talk a bit more now about the retreat, the Make on the Lake. Okay, because man,
I'm gonna knit while you talk about it. You're okay with that, right?
Okay. Yeah, because I've got some stuff to show. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I want to hear about it.
Just nod and smile.
Nah, I'm gonna listen. I just gonna knit.
Okay. So I mentioned that we went to Wolseley Wool.
Mm-hmm.
We actually also went to Pearl and Hank. So Crystal, the shop owner, was one of the organizers of the retreat. And so on the Friday, Yes, Pearl and Hank. We stopped in to see her on the Thursday. She does a lot of leather goods. So there are these tags which say handmade.
Nice.
Is it backwards when you see it on the screen? No?
No, but you're giving it a thumbs down.
I'm not giving it a thumbs down. I'm giving it a thumbs up.
I know, right? Here, I'll do it for you.
So it's a little set of 4 leather tags. They're stamped that say handmade. And she had some different, I think there were different ones. And then I picked up these little, they're like, I guess they're laser cut, laser burned, I don't know, wood. This is a big set. Look at all these little tags. And they're like, slip, slip, knit, make one, knit 2 together, beginning of round, yarn over.
Really cool.
So
that's really cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, I bought you some because remember I FaceTimed you. Yeah. So these are super cute, and there's like, I don't even know, there's a ton of them on there. So if you're doing a project, especially when you're not used to reading your knitting, or at the beginning before you get established where your decreases, increases, whatever are, these are the bomb. So Pearl and Hank. At the retreat was 2-hour drive in a provincial park at the end of the road when you go into Hecla Island, at a place called Lakeside. Now I forget. Anyways, people in Manitoba have probably heard about it. It won't matter to anyone else, but I'll put it down below if anyone wants to check it out for a vacation, because it's a good family vacation. They have a nice pool with a water slide. They have a very nice spa, and they have an adults only pool that is also a swim out. You can go outside. So that was fun. Yeah. It was a free format, other than there were scheduled or organized classes available on the Saturday. So quite a few to choose from. And then they were run in 3 time slots, and there were 2 to 3 classes. And they covered fiber related things. So there was, I think there was a drop spindle spinning, learn to drop spindle. There was a Tunisian crochet. There was one that was really cool that was block printing, where you carve your own, and then you stamp on fabric. Shirley did a tapestry weaving, and they get to keep the little loom kit and everything. And I chose the botanical dyes on a silk scarf. So the scarves were pre-washed and prepared, and it's not a shiny silk. It's a nice like Tussa silk noil. And the only thing was that she usually keeps her leftover dye baths and freezes them, and then just chips off pieces. So you kind of layer it with ice and dyed dye bath, as well as plant matter. So this is my scarf. It's a little hard to show. So you can see there's some pinky purples and some little bluish gray spots. These were frozen flowers from Black Knight Scabiosa. I remember that much. Somewhere there's some little yellow spots, and those were marigold. You can kind of see on this side. Nice. So because the dye baths, her freezer had malfunctioned and they melted. So we were just kind of like pouring it, but then it kind of, dispersed. It didn't stay concentrated in one spot, like a frozen ice chip would stay concentrated. So it's got more all over color, but there are a few spots where there's a bit more concentrated. And I thought, I am going to plant some Black Knight Scabiosa, and I will add dye more onto this.
Okay, what is the common name?
I think that's it, Black Knight Scabiosa. The instructor is Ash Alberg. Her Instagram handle is Sunflower Knit, all one word. I'll put it down below. So she was awesome instructor, very knowledgeable. And yeah, that was the class I did. It was a lot of fun. There was a market. So, before I get to the market, on the one night, one of the ladies, she was sitting at our table. She is Manitoban, and she's a weaver, and she is 48 North hand woven on Instagram. So Michelle Campo, she lives, I think she lives out on a farm, and she's an amazing, amazing weaver. I forget how many looms she said she has. Like she does a ton of weaving. She brought a huge tote full of, some of them were fabric remnants, some were actually finished weaving. Like just take it yourself, right? So I picked up a couple goodies. So this one is a finished tea towel.
Oh, that's pretty.
Isn't that? Look at the different patterns. So this would have been the warp, like it would have been this way on the loom.
Mm-hmm.
So I just love the bright, fun colors. There you go. Oh, so much. So yeah, so I have that for a souvenir. And then there was this little placemat, and she said some of them were like, might have had small mistakes, or the tea towel, she said she had some that she couldn't remember if some of the fibers had a bit of polyester, and I was like, oh, I don't care. It's mostly cotton. So this little placemat thing.
Oh, that's pretty.
And what I thought is I could cut it in half and I could make a bag.
Oh, you could too.
Right? I could use it to make a project bag.
That's kind of cool.
So this is fun. And then it's kind of the same with this. This is just a remnant of woven fabric. This has a much more linen feel. So I can make something with it.
Very cool.
It's all serged. Yeah, so that was really fun. I'm going to quickly show you some because I've taken stuff out. Some of what was in the swag bag. This was this little swag bag, and it was crammed.
Nice. That's
really cute. Make on the lake.
I like that name, Make on the Lake. That's kind of cool.
Me too. It was like right on the lake. Okay, so we got a sample of yarn. It's the Grassland Gray 2-ply and Rambouillet 3-ply. So Longway Homestead is a small sheep farm, and she has a mill. And at the time of the retreat, she was the only fiber mill in Manitoba. Since then, another one has opened.
Oh, nice.
They're a very supportive community. Like other farmers. She doesn't have a big enough property to supply all of her own wool. So she gets wool from other Canadian wool growers or sheep raisers. Yeah, and it's nice. It's nice. It's not toothy. So it's nice. You'd like this, Lisa. So there's just 30 grams of each. I'm not sure what I could do with it, but I could throw some color work into something with this. One of the other organized, Fiola Farm or Ferrum Fiola Farm. She's bilingual. So she also has sheep. She provided some wool scrubbies. So this is a sponge or a scrubby with wool. There's 2 scrub balls. So they are just wool. They're felted. They have a felting machine, so they make their own. And it's like they make sheets of it, right? It's a great big huge felting machine. And again, Canadian wool, 0 waste. There's no chemicals used in cleaning it, like no harsh chemicals. So they can be composted when you're done with them. They don't smell because the wool is naturally antimicrobial. You can use them on dishes, in the shower, for other cleaning. And apparently they're great for cleaning the bottom of pots. So
there you go. That's perfect.
Then I shopped. I don't even have everything here. I bought a handmade soap from one of the vendors that was there.
Nice.
Because I love handmade soaps and it smells really nice. It's in my bathroom already, so I can't show you. But I'll put links below to every place that I got stuff. And I also have a little video of my purchases. So one of the booths had Fireweed Fiber Co., who is a Manitoba indie dyer. And I don't know, these two called my name.
Pretty.
Yeah. So this is her violet sock base, and it's called Raspberry Orange Sherbet. It's an 80 merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. Nice. Very nice. And then this is anemone lace in the color Pink Cosmos, and it's a mohair silk. And I thought, wouldn't these be fun woven into a scarf? Right? My big purchase was a sweater quantity. Longway Homestead released, like she launched a new base.
Okay.
Her Expanse base. It's 100% Canadian range wool. It is 22 to 25 stitches per 4 inches. I think it's a sport. Yes, it is a sport weight. I remember her saying that. 300 yards per 100 grams. All of them were named after actors and actresses.
Oh, nice.
And this is Viola Davis.
Oh, nice.
Does this look familiar?
For a strong woman. We're really on a Merlot kick. I
know. I bought them and then I said to Marianne, these are just like what Lisa's using in her sweaters. So it's a dark plummy color.
It's very neutral.
Yeah, it's nice. Well, there was a gorgeous teal. There was another gorgeous sort of navy. I have so many sweater quantities of teal. I thought, no, let's, so picking something that was a color that I liked, and then I bought 2 skeins in this pale mauve, which looks just like the flowers in your mom's sweater.
That'll be pretty.
So this one is called Julia Roberts.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, this is a really nice natural wool. You would like it. It's not rough even before being washed. Like, I don't find it rough at all. This is wearable.
That's cool.
So we had a little gift exchange. So Heather gave us the yarn, as I mentioned, and Shirley had given us these little bags with a few little goodies in it. And there's no tag. And she told me who the maker was, and I forget. So I will put it down below for sure, because it's super cute. It's just the perfect little drawstring.
That's cute.
Yeah, perfect little sock size. And then I also surprised them with bags. So Hecla Island and Gimli, the town of Gimli, like there's a lot of commercial fishing there. There's a lot of seagulls. So the restaurant at the resort is called Seagulls. And I knew that ahead of time. So I had this seagull fabric.
Oh, nice.
And I put it together with
that is so cute.
And then we all had a different bottom. So we have the same bag, except we have a different bottom. And I remembered that my machine can do this, so I embroidered our name.
Oh, that's so cool.
Everyone's name is embroidered. So those are really cute, hey? And I think we all have the same lining, but I just did a big drawstring.
Very cool.
Yeah. And Marianne also gave us, bought us little souvenir keychains, and she was our driver and host. Heather and I stayed overnight at her house 2 nights. Yeah, we had a really good time. Oh, we went to the Forks in Winnipeg. We took Heather there. She'd never been there.
Nice.
And we went out for dinner, and I saw a couple of my friends from Winnipeg, Tammy and Stacy. And Gimli was a lot of fun.
Oh, cool. Good.
I've been there before, but it's a Viking village. Like, they have the Viking Icelandic festival in the summer, and everything's got Viking flags and
that's cool.
Yeah. So I'll put in some assorted photos. Yes. So it was really well run. It was just easy. Nice. Hang out and knit.
Right.
Oh,
I'm all for that.
Mm-hmm. If you haven't heard yet, so Sarah Shearer was there. She's Imagine Landscapes, the gnome designer.
Oh, yeah.
She's from Brandon, Manitoba. She has now announced, she told us at the retreat, but she's releasing a book.
I know.
I think it's Gnomes of Grimblewood, and they're adorable.
Oh.
So there is a actual printed book coming out that it's just, it's adorable.
That'd be so cool.
Yes. I may knit another gnome. I've only knit one. But there's a cute one with like color work in his hat, and I don't know.
Be careful. Be very careful.
I don't, we'll see. They are fun. I have friends that do like all of them, so.
Yeah, I have a bunch of them. Not all of them, but I got a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's all I have. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out with us.
Right?
Good to see
Yeah.
you.
It's good to see you. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
We do talk. We do talk. We just don't video that often.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know. I could have talked to you videoed yesterday. It'd still be nice to see you today.
Yeah. Usually one of us is driving somewhere, and then that's when we phone and ask what's going on.
Right? Yeah.
Safely over like speakerphone. Safely.
Hands free, baby. Hands free.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks everyone. Stick around for photos because in addition to the retreat photos, we always have the slideshow at the end with the show your FO. And if you would like to show off your FO, there's a dedicated thread in our Ravelry group called Show Your FO. Pop your project in there. Tell us about it. Try and take like a fairly clear photo of it if you can, because it's really hard to adjust other people's photos and I don't have time, but I'll do my best to make it look good. Yeah. So lots of photos coming. Stick around and we will see you sometime after Knit City.
Perfect.
Okay.
Happy knitting. Take care.
Make time to make something. Okay.